It is 2024, and you know what I said to myself this year? That I need a hobby, okay? And CraftEase came at the right time with this paint by numbers kit. They reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in trying out some of their products and giving them a review video. And I was so excited because I had never tried something like this before. CraftEase, as they say on their website, actively promotes art therapy through complete craft kits, so everyone can achieve a therapeutic and joyful experience. And I really love that. Especially I love this quote they have on their website. They have paint by numbers kits as well as diamond painting kits. They also collaborate with different artists, so every purchase directly supports artists. And if you want to try out any of their products, you can get 20% off by using my code EllaSketch20 for your first purchase on their website. Okay, let's see what I've got. I received this roll painting kit and it came in this colorful box. I've got a linen canvas in the size 40 by 50 centimeters, and you can frame it yourself using a wooden frame or a regular photo frame. Then I got acrylic paints, a reference, and a color guide, and here you can see the name of the artist, and I'll make sure to put the links in the description for you to check them out. And on the side there is a color guide for each little container to mark them with matching numbers. Here are 4 wooden brushes in different sizes, a little thank you card, and a paint pot holder for a better organization. Organizing these little paint pots was super satisfying, and here I'm showing you some extra containers that I've got, which in total makes 30 paint pots. It was really nice to know that they ensured some extras in case I needed it. So I labeled all of the pots with number stickers, and for the ones that I didn't get stickers, I wrote down the numbers with a marker. That first brush stroke was nerve-wracking, not gonna lie, but once I got into the flow, it was so satisfying to paint even the smallest areas on the canvas. And my tactic was to start painting in order. So I started with number 1, and not gonna lie, it was so hard at first to find the numbers, but I used the reference sheet to compare the colors and try to guess where they could be. And I recommend making the swatches of the colors first, and that way it's way easier to find the areas you want to paint. And it would be nice if they included a separate reference with artwork and only numbers. That was something that I thought about when I was searching for the numbers. I watched some videos before I started with the painting because this was my first ever paint by numbers project, so I really didn't know anything how to do this, and everyone actually had a different approach, and at this point I didn't know if this one was a good tactic or not, but I carried on with it the first day. So I think she's taking over now. I'm done for today. Okay, I'm sorry, miss. I'm sorry. The second thing I did here, and I wouldn't recommend that, I used too much water. I thought if I outlined first using more water, it would be easier to just paint, later. But honestly, that was just a waste of time. First of all, I had enough paint for the whole painting. I didn't believe it at first, but even now I have a lot of paint left, so don't be fooled by the size of these little containers. Second, acrylic paint doesn't really need water, so it ended up looking like a watercolor, and I had to add multiple layers to cover it. And yes, you will need 2 layers of color in general, so I kind of knew that I had to go through everything again anyway, but you know what? This is supposed to be a relaxing project, so it doesn't really matter how you start and where, just paint and have fun. And I can honestly imagine doing this with someone else, maybe a friend, significant other, brother, sister, or a kid. And to me it was like building puzzles, searching for the numbers, painting these areas, and seeing how everything is coming together slowly. I really love that. Here you can see another mistake I made, and please don't do that. I outlined the numbers with a pen, okay? I was a little bit upset that I couldn't spot the numbers well, so I impulsively grabbed a pen and went over the numbers to outline them.
And it's just a bad idea. Once you get into the flow, you can spot numbers easily, and it's just a waste of time in general. Lucky for me, paint has an amazing coverage, and I didn't have a hard time covering the pen.
Okay, it is the next day and we made some progress yesterday, okay? I'm happy. But unfortunately, yesterday after I washed my brushes, one of them completely fell apart and almost all of the bristles came out. And yesterday I noticed with this brush that it was something wrong, okay? I didn't realize the bristles already came out. Yeah, we have that problem, which is unfortunate because I really like this brush. But I have some old brushes. They are not the best, but you know, let's work with what we have. At least we have brushes. So let's continue with this painting. The brush situation was a little bit disappointing, but the other 3 brushes were fine, and I ended up using only one of my brushes for big areas on the canvas. It took me around a week to complete this painting. I'm not sure how many hours I spent, but one thing I can tell is that this one is a little bit complex to paint. So the difficulty level is a little bit higher considering so many details and small areas to paint, but there are definitely less complex paintings to choose from on the CraftEase website. And this is a little reminder to go and see if anything is interesting for you on their website. I had a few favorites from different artists, but this one really sparked my attention and I wanted to have it on my wall afterward. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I was looking for a little hobby on the side this year. So I want to take this chance to talk about that aspect of being a full-time artist in general. Sometimes it's crucial to stop and relax, you know, distract the mind for a bit and put it in a sleep mode, to be honest. And I found exactly that when I was working on this piece. I didn't think about the highlights, shadows, or proportions. My mind was truly calm, only following the numbers and enjoying the process of filling up the areas with the right color. It gave me such a nice satisfaction feeling after I completed it. So in general, dear fellow artists, please find something on the side to have as a hobby. And this is also a great way to avoid burnout in general. Okay, here is something that I would recommend. Start with bigger areas first and then move on to details, or in this case, those small parts, which makes sense. And I really don't know why I didn't start like that. I would probably save some time. And as you can see, these big sections already started defining the whole piece. And sure, you can paint it by following the order of the numbers, but I honestly think that way you will lose a lot of time searching for the number, which happened to me at the beginning. So this way I felt I made more progress. There are a lot of similar tones of different colors in this painting. So if you choose to paint this one or something with a lot of similar colors, I highly recommend doing a second layer of the paint right away after the paint dries a little bit, because otherwise you'll be lost in all of these similar colors. Trust me, I did paint the wrong color on the second coat, but thankfully paints are highly pigmented, so I didn't have trouble covering that with the right color. Everything else was about details and fixing some parts where I put too much water at the beginning. And as I said, these paints are highly pigmented and I was not afraid to make a mistake because I knew I could easily fix it with the second coat. Oh, and by the way, I'm really happy I haven't spent all of the paint because now I can use it for some other painting.
And it is done. I really love how it turned out and the colors look absolutely gorgeous.
And now that I have finished the painting, I'm actually thinking of getting another one because this is a really nice way to relax your brain cells for a change. Except for that one brush, you saw what happened. Unfortunately, everything else is 10 out of 10. And would I recommend it despite the brush accident? 100%, no second thoughts. I think it's a really nice way to treat yourself or someone else, and I guarantee you, you will enjoy painting something like this. And if you decide to purchase it yourself, check out CraftEase and use my code LSketch20 for 20% off of your first purchase. Let me know in the comments, have you tried something like this before? Did you enjoy this video? And please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really supports me and my channel directly, and it's free, please. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.